Well, happy Wednesday to you all. A much calmer day in the neighborhood today. On the weather-related front, we'll go directly to information in just a few seconds, as the National Weather Service did come to Magafa County earlier today. Spent some time touring parts of Magafa County to see if, in fact, a tornado did touch down. We'll have that information for you in just a few moments. It's Wednesday, hump day, middle of the week. It's also Press Day, preceding Publication Day tomorrow, as always, for the Sagersville Independent, and tomorrow's edition will be our Grad Tab, our graduation tab featuring all of our seniors and all the information that we could get crammed into that edition, in addition to all the sporting news, a lot of baseball, softball, other sports news, and a lot of other important news and information and election results that you'll be able to grab and see on or in tomorrow's edition. I'll have election results for you tonight. We'll have information on the National Weather Service, and we'll have some other important things. And I don't know that I'll get to some of my biggest and best news tonight on a good note, but we'll at least put out a teaser in just a few seconds when we get to our sports segment for this evening. Let's go ahead and go right now to our weather update from yesterday. A tense few moments for everyone in the viewing area and elsewhere. Sales continuing to tear across Kentucky, and many of those spawning numerous tornado warnings. Floyd, Johnson, Pike, Magaffin among those counties, which fortunately, as I confirmed to you, well, maybe more so unconfirmed reports last night to you, left no serious damage. But the National Weather Service did take a tour of Magaffin County earlier today to confirm as to whether or not a tornado did touch down. Radar images confirming yesterday, as warnings were issued, that there was spinning and rotating activity and a tornado had formed, but at that time it was unknown. But rightfully so, warnings were issued and everyone was urged and pleaded with to take cover. And the National Weather Service again did render their findings to Magaffin County's Emergency Management Director earlier today. That information now through Magaffin County Judge Executive Matt Wyron.
Yesterday, as you and I discussed, after the tornado warning was lifted, I received multiple calls about possible tornado damage in various areas of the county. One of them being Carver, another being over off of Route 30. And I went to both places. I didn't see anything from ground level as far as from the roadways or anything like that. Other than you could tell there were some high winds, but there wasn't the typical twisted trees and those kind of things that you'd normally see. There was a lot of debris in a couple of places on Oakley and I guess over in Board Tree. But today, and also as I told you, I talked to both Curry Howard with Licking Valley and Bob Shurtleff with AEP, and they didn't have any outages, and that both again is indicates that there's generally not a tornado on the ground anywhere. But the National Weather Service came today with representatives and met with Robert Prater, the Magaffin County Emergency Management Director, wanting to go down into the Board Tree area off of Route 30, and they went up a road in the area. I think there was a cell phone tower in that general vicinity down there. And what they found was there was a narrow path of some twisted treetops that went for a very short distance and then stopped. So they do believe that it's possible that a tornado did touch down there very briefly, but still, as far as I guess radar goes, it was indicated that it may have been a tornado for an extended period, as we've seen based on the news reports. This is all preliminary. They said they'd notify Robert about their findings and all that, and whatever else they find in the coming days.
Now, I want to clarify, touchdown into the treetops, not to the ground.
Exactly. He said there was some twisted treetops, and it may have. He said it's a very narrow path. It could have been that it did reach around. I don't know that yet, but it was very minor. And again, it was in a remote area up on the hillside in the Board Tree area off Route 30. And if you know the geographic area, Board Tree and Craft Creek essentially head up to the same area. If you go up to the ridge line of Breathitt Ridge, you go around Bee Tree and Carver on the Oakley side, head up. They all right there in that general vicinity. So the path would have went from Board Tree toward toward Carver. Then I think it was more of a northeasterly direction toward Royalton, toward Ivington. And I think that's when they give the all clear that the lines had straightened out.
Election results and much more in just a few moments. It's Dipper Day tomorrow at your Salyersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Yes, you can get our famous all-white big chunks of crispy chicken any day of the week as a snack, a meal, or as a party box. But on Thursday, Dipper Day, you get the meal that's dippers with 2 homemade sides and a biscuit for just $6.79. Only at your Salyersville Lee's. Also famous for our ice.
Tired of long-term commitment plans? Then Appalachian Wireless has the new plans for you. No credit check, no contracts, and most of the features are postpaid. It's Forward Pay, the simpler way to do wireless on the region's premier cellular provider, and it starts as low as $19.99 per month for unlimited talk and text. At 5 gigabytes of data for only $29.99 per month, or at 10 gigabytes of data for only $39.99 per month, or go with unlimited data starting at $64.99 per month with 25 gigabytes of high-speed data before being throttled. Because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Hello, I'm Dr. Cheryl Stalder-Cheney, podiatrist currently located in Salyersville, Kentucky. I've been servicing patients within Eastern Kentucky for the past 20 years.
Our feet are the foundation for everything we do, and whether you're suffering from fractures or injuries, need custom orthotics, diabetic foot care, sports medicine, heel pain, wound care, or anything else foot related, relief is just one step away.
Welcome to Hope Family Podiatry Center, where we take care of all of your podiatric needs.
Located on the Parkway next to Hope Pediatrics. McGoffin Farm Bureau and manager Doug Green are proud to welcome Agent Jeff Salyer to the agency. Jeff's lifelong knowledge of the community and our people make him an immediate asset for all of your auto, home, life, commercial, and retirement investments. They're waiting for your call or visit at McGoffin Farm Bureau. Get great deals on the greatest brands at Conley Tire with up to $150 back on Goodyears, $100 on Hancooks, $100 on Mickey Thompson's, $125 on Yokohamas. And you can always pay now or later. Plus quick service with oil changes, brake jobs, $35 computer diagnostics to fix and repair your ride at Conley Tire and conleytire.net. A 2-car crash early this morning resulted in, fortunately, what appeared to be minor injuries by all those involved. Sometime around 8 o'clock this morning on Lick Creek near the mouth of 1081, these two vehicles collided. On my arrival, the McGoffin County Rescue Squad and ambulance service were already on scene and speaking to all the occupants involved. The driver, the only occupant of the maroon sedan, refused medical treatment on the scene. There was a female driver and a small child in the SUV, both of which rode in an ambulance to an area hospital, all suffering from what was appearing to be at that time minor injuries. No other information was available. I will say consistent is a good word to use as a segue into election totals coming out of McGoffin and Johnson counties. Both counties almost down to the T, going along with statewide results. I can give you some other information here in McGoffin County that I think a lot of you, certainly longtime politicians or newbies as well, might find a bit interesting. I alluded a bit to some of this data on yesterday, but now we have it in hard form. McGoffin County turned out yesterday to the tune of total voter turnout for all early voting absentees and at poll, all 14 precincts yesterday, 13.4%, which is going to be right about where our state average was as well. And here's how it broke down. McGoffin County currently with 9,485 registered voters, and McGoffin County historically has always been a largely Democratic county. And we have, of course, spoke about for the past number of elections how that shift or is changing or that gap is narrowing. And as it stands today, 4,100 registered Republican voters in McGoffin County and 5,142 registered Democrats. As the national trend, I'm going to call it, is seen here as well. We also have 243 registered independent or nonpartisan. During yesterday's election, though, 1,275, that is counting all early voting and absentees, 1,275 votes were cast in McGoffin County. And more Republican ballots were cast at 696 to 579, again equating to about 13.4% voter turnout in McGoffin. In McGoffin County for the Republican governor ballot, 315 votes for Daniel Cameron, Kentucky's Attorney General. Next was 192 for Ryan Quarles. Kelly Craft in third with 95, 40 for Eric Dieters, and 20 for Mike Harmon. This is the same order of the top 5 as it was for the state of Kentucky as a whole, setting up, of course, a Cameron-Beshear matchup in the fall. On the Republican ballot for Secretary of State, Michael Adams, 435 votes in McGoffin, Stephen Nipper with 125, and Alan Miracle with 58, also following the statewide pattern, setting up a race in November between Michael Adams, who got 64% or 171,000 votes statewide, and Democrat Charles Buddy Wheatley, who was unopposed and not appearing on yesterday's ballot. In the state auditor's race on the Republican ballot, candidates had Allison Ball and Derek Peeties to choose from. Ball here in McGoffin County carried McGoffin 451 to 165. Ball as well garnered 72% of the Commonwealth's vote, or 190,000 votes, and will face challenger Democrat Kimberly Reeder in the fall. Reeder, too, was unopposed and not on yesterday's ballot. Also not on yesterday's ballot was Democrat Michael Bowman, who was unopposed and who will now go on to face Mark Metcalf, who carried McGoffin County 403 votes to Cooper Ryder's 110 and Olika's 86. Mark Metcalf carrying the state of Kentucky with 51% of the vote to Cooper Ryder's 29 and Olika's 20%. In one of the only 2 races on yesterday's ballot which had candidates to vote for from both parties, the other being that of governor, of course, McGoffin Countyans voted 334 in favor of Richard Heath, 283 in favor of Jonathan Schell, but statewide, Schell received 56% of the vote, or about 148,000 to 114,000 for Richard Sheath. That means Schell will go on, and he will go on to face Democratic winner Sierra Enlow. McGoffin Countyans voting for Michael Malone, 342, but supporting Sierra Enlow only 170 votes. However, statewide, Enlow took home 59% of the votes, or about 103,000 for Democratic candidate for Agriculture Commissioner. So you have an Enlow-Schell matchup for Commissioner of Ag in November. And McGoffin Countyans selected Andy Beshear of the Democratic Party, the only 3 candidates, 489 votes. Next was Jeffrey Young with 51, and next was Peppy Martin with 29. I think that was the same pattern or ratio, if you will, similarly for the Commonwealth as a whole. That's, of course, signaling and confirming a Beshear-Cameron matchup in November, which will start heating up immediately if it hasn't already. At the polls in Johnson County, a decisive win on the Democratic ballot, 707 for Daniel Cameron, Ryan Quarles 530, Kelly Craft third as she finished, of course, in the Commonwealth with 309, Eric Dieters 141, and Mike Harmon 44. Cameron got 48% of Kentucky's vote, Quarles 22%, and Kraft 17%. On the Democratic ballot, Andy Beshear, 324 votes cast in Johnson County, Peppy Martin 22, and Jeff Young 18. Going on to the other race on the ballot, if you will, yesterday, at least, Johnson County for Commissioner of Agriculture on the Republican ballot selected Jonathan Schell 961 to Richard Heath, as did the state as a whole. Johnson County also selected, as did the state, Sierra Enlow on the Democratic ballot. Enlow again statewide, receiving 59% of the vote. Michael Malone, 41% of the vote. For Secretary of State in Johnson County, Michael Adams overwhelmingly receiving 1,156 votes. Stephen Nipper coming in second in Johnson County with 312. Alan Miracle third out of the 3 with 162 votes. For Auditor of Public Accounts on the Republican ballot, 1,225 for Allison Ball out of Prestonsburg and Floyd County to Derek Peeties, 421. And lastly, coming out of Johnson County, Republican ballot votes for State Treasurer, Johnson County as well, going with the Republican nominee, Mark Metcalf, 931 votes to Cooper Ryder's 397 and Olika's 290. Now it's just sit and wait for the ads to start and things to ramp up before the November election, which will be here in some ways before you know it. I have some other news tonight and a glimmer, at least, into some big news that I'll share for you on tomorrow, but I'll let that out of the bag in just a few seconds. Right now, it's a happy birthday to begin tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. That's right, and to get birthdays and anniversaries on the show and in the Sagersville Independent, well, stay tuned to the end of the calendar. I'll show you as I do daily. Happy 40th birthday, the big 4-0 for Kayla Nicole. That's Kayla Nicole Minix Allen. Love your mom, Kathy, family, and friends. Happy birthday. Happy 40th. Kayla Nicole, happy birthday to you. McGoffin County Senior Citizens wants to remind everyone of some important things. They'll be closed this Friday for their outdoor games, but tomorrow is Commodity Day, regular time, and they have the regular great need for help. If you can go down and volunteer, show up a little early tomorrow, sometime around 11 or 12, or whenever you can, but show up. They would greatly appreciate it, and I promise you'll leave there feeling like you've done something. You'll get a little workout, and you'll certainly be rewarded for your good deed done and time spent with some great folks. The Water into Wine Food Pantry wants me to remind everyone that they're closed this week. Their Senior Commodity Day, which would have been Thursday, was canceled as well as all the other activities. They will be rescheduling that and letting us know that, of course, due to the death of a church member and one of their pantry volunteers, Steve Collett, who passed away just a few days ago. They'll let us know again when the Senior Commodity Day is rescheduled. This Saturday is going to be the big horse show down at the McGoffin County Horse Park on 460, a beautiful facility as it's been tended to and remodeled here as of late, and they've got about 30 classes. They've also got a few classes left to sponsor, $50 a class, but they'll give you a deal. If you can sponsor two, they'll give you two for $90 or three for $125. Call Paul Gumby Montgomery or any Mason. Sagersville Masonic Lodge hosting this Saturday show. All proceeds going to Coats for Kids. Families, parents, remember, kids 12 and under get in free, and it's just $5 for everyone else. And they've got some great concessions, and they'll have a great show. And that's this Saturday. Vacation Bible School. It's that time of the year. Classes getting out and things happening, and that includes VBS at SFBC, Sagersville First Baptist Church. Next Monday through Thursday, 5:45 to 8 o'clock. They'll be following Jesus as he changes the game. That's, of course, at the mouth of Dixie, across from the Ramey Park. And again, next Monday through Thursday, 5:45 to 8. Call 349-6276 if you have any questions. And there's how you get announcements like this, birthdays and anniversaries on the show and in the Sagersville Independent. Send those to the Independent to Heather at SagersvilleIndependent.com. And I'll be right back. Someone dies in the U.S. every 7 minutes from an overdose, and over half of the population gets or takes pills from a friend or a relative. And about 46 million and counting are exposed to narcotics in their drinking water. So don't toss them, flush them, or leave them lying around. Safely dispose of your unneeded meds anytime at Parkway Pharmacy,
where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
There's no missing that this is the new McFarland and Tinker Law Office location on the Mountain Parkway in the former Farm Bureau building in Sagersville, just like there's no denying that their nearly 60 years of legal experience has won their clients millions and millions of dollars in disability, auto accident, and wrongful death cases. It's where your case matters to you and to us. McFarland and Tinker, also Griffey approved. 2 locations, 2 ATMs, too much history, over 120 years, and just too many reasons not to trust the oldest, only banking family that exists for the sole purpose of helping your families, our friends, grow financially and securely. Lean on Sagersville National Bank for any of your home, auto, commercial, retirement, or online banking needs. And let us help you make your dreams come true. The reassurance of getting your medications and over-the-counter needs at Sagersville's oldest and most trusted pharmacy, the convenience of curbside pickup and call-ahead service, and the fact that you can walk in order to go, or sit down and get gourmet quality hot fudge brownies, nachos, shakes, coffees, hot dogs with homemade sauce, desserts, and more, makes it more than your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy. It's a destination in downtown Sayersville, Frazier's Prater Drugstore. It doesn't get any sweeter than that. Spring is always the most colorful season of the year at the seasonal shop. Come see for yourself. Gorgeous new clothes for everyone. Bright, flowy tops and dresses. Something perfect for Easter. Fun flare leg jeans and new styles and arrivals every day. New sweatshirts and shorts and tees by Royce, Ridge & Holler, and others. And little sleepies are here, all in an incredibly comfy, cute, and durable bamboo viscose material. All this and so much more that you just have to see this spring at the seasonal shop. Something else you'll see on tomorrow's edition of the Sayersville Independent. I'm set to go over, if all things go as planned, to the Middle Fork Volunteer Fire Department, where a tractor trailer just like this will be arriving in the afternoon. It will be full of all sorts of food, perishables, clothing, cleaning supplies. I'm not even sure they know exactly what all is going to be in it, but it is a full tractor trailer load coming from the Christian Appalachian Project to be distributed at the Middle Fork Fire Department this Friday. They don't have the exact time Friday as of yet. I will be getting that for you tomorrow. They will, and we'll be posting it, of course, on social outlets, but they wanted me to give you a heads up as to right now on tomorrow night's program. We'll get a better idea of what's actually in the trailer and exactly what time they plan on distributing this, and I can tell you right now, after speaking with Middle Fork Fire Department member J.R. Rao, this is something they are planning on doing right now on a regular, maybe even a monthly basis. I'll get more on that tomorrow as well, so look for that. And again, that's this Friday at the Middle Fork Fire Department. I had the pleasure of spending some of the afternoon with our national champion, Kennedy Stacy, who was honored by her home team. Montgomery County High School paying tribute to this student athlete. And that is perhaps, as wonderful as it was, not the biggest and best part of this story. I'm going to leave that as a toss-up. The big news is that, well, Kennedy's not done. That's right, our national champion informed me today in a wonderful sit-down interview that she is taking full advantage of her 5th year of eligibility. It's also not going to be a cakewalk. This is going to be her hardest year of classwork, and she is going to balance that as well as the majority of her team, 99% almost, who are returning and attempting to go for another undefeated national championship season. The 2023 Division III national champion was honored today, as we were just to be in her presence, and I'll have this story on tomorrow's program. Now here's your Licking Valley RECC outlook. Certainly an improved forecast. Well, that would be a low bar, right, from yesterday's events. But tonight, clear skies and a nippy one out there at around 44 degrees late tonight and in the morning. We do have another cold front staring at us for this weekend that gives us a pretty decent chance of some showers and storms. Still, I'll give you the timeline to that in just a second. Let's go far left of your screen and talking about a chilly one, so to speak, comparatively certainly. 44 degrees tonight under clear skies and an east-northeast wind moving around 4, 5, 6 miles per hour. That means we'll start off in the 40s tomorrow, and that will be one of the chilliest morning of the bunch. We'll put it that way. We've got some pretty nice temperatures in store, and Thursday, tomorrow, looks to be beautiful. I mean, we do have a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, but it's not until like 4 or 5 right now in the afternoon. Otherwise, we're going to see sunny skies and 80 degrees and nothing more than a very slight and southeasterly wind. Shower and storm chances top out at 30%, mainly before 10 or 11 tomorrow night, and then we'll see some partly cloudy skies and some patchy fog late tomorrow and into your Friday morning. So tomorrow's not going to be all that bad. It might not even be bad at all. We might see more sunshine than not. We'll wait and see, obviously. It is the weather. The weather dictating about 78 degrees, we think, on Friday. Shower chances down to about 20% late afternoon after 3 or 4 o'clock. Otherwise, partly sunny and 78, so not a washout. Just might have to kind of dodge a shower or possible storm or two as the cold front approaches and gets closer. And as it does, it gets closer to giving us a better shot of the showers and storms on the first half of your weekend. Certainly knocks temperatures down to the low 70s right now. Saturday looks to be right around 73. Lows back down into the upper 40s, but close to 50, partly sunny, and a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms early through mid-afternoon. Those will wrap up by 6 or 7 Saturday night and leave us in store for a beautiful second half of the weekend and a nice run there after. Some really nice weather and temperatures rolling in thereafter. Sunday, 77, sunny and clear, 49 again for nighttime lows. And check it out, pretty consistent there, 81, 82, 83. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, low 50s for nighttime lows, and nothing but sunshine and clear skies across the board. Saturday, with the exception of a chance of a light shower or two tomorrow and Friday afternoon. Saturday, right now, really the only thing to fret about, and fret might be a strong word. Again, so on tomorrow, we'll be talking with Kennedy Stacy, literally with Kennedy Stacy, and then taking you to the rest of today's ceremony and a host of other news and information when I see you then, hopefully, which will be after you have tomorrow's graduation edition of the Sayersville Independent firmly in hand. Thank you, good evening, and I will see you tomorrow.